All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. We'll give double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you, and this was going to be more of a testimony on a dream that I had actually a couple of weeks ago, and through the Spirit still on my mind. So I just thought I'll share with brothers. Now, I remember this dream when I had it. It was earlier during this year, and like a couple of days went by. It was still weighing heavy on my mind. So I decided to share with my brother. He was like, "Man, that's heavy," And then a couple of weeks went by, and then I think a couple of days ago I had a conversation with the Zaquan in our camp, the head of our camp, my Tazwan, and through the Spirit he was like, "Hey, just do a video on it, just to share with brothers because there could be a message. All right, there is a message in there, that brothers might want to hear, So through the Spirit, I decided I'll convert it into a quick testimony. All right, but before I do so, let's start off with the book of Joel, chapter 2, down to verse 28. Right, it says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions." Okay, let's keep going. It says, even though that's the point, let's keep going. It says, "And also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit." All right, so the point is, your young men shall see visions. All right, and this could be a dream, it could be a vision. All right, but I just want to share with brothers. All right, now there are certain details that I do remember, some I don't remember, so I'll leave that out. All right, but in this dream, it was myself, my younger brother, a couple of brothers from our camp. I know Atazwan was in there, and the brother Amawanga Bar, priest Amawanga Bar, was in there, and it looked like we were in some type of classroom, right? It looked like a class, and it was almost like we were waiting for something. Like it's almost like you sitting there to hear the bell, and then once the bell rings, you leave, whatever the case may be. So we're sitting in this classroom, and it was myself, Amawanga Bar, and we were just talking, and I kept asking him questions. I was just asking him questions like, "Yo, so how's this going to be? What you think it's going to look like?" And he was just kind of like quiet, and then he'd give short answers. He's like, "Man, I don't know, man. We're going to find out," that kind of thing, and I was just super excited, so then we heard the bell, and then everybody kind of picked up their shit. We picked up our bags. I remember we all had like satchels, like it looked like book bags, but it was like the strap-on type book bag, like a satchel. So we had that, not too much stuff with it, And then we started walking, we walked out, and then we just kept walking. And then as we were walking, I lifted up my head and I saw this huge building, right? It was like straight up like a mansion, like a legit mansion, huge, and then the pillars, everything was just big, and it was just pure gold. There was no, like, it was just gold, like straight gold, just a huge mansion just standing there. And then the skies was like light blue, but it was like perfect blue, like the color blue, like it was just like clean and perfect, and I was like, damn. And then the grass, the grass was like cut to perfection, like the color green, but it was like enriched green and cut to perfection. There was no other colors, like no leaves on top of nothing. It was just like green grass cut to perfection, right? And it was huge space, and then there was a pathway that walks to the stairs that leads you to the building, right? So that the whole pathway was paved with gold, like straight gold, like you're walking on gold to walk up the stairs of gold to enter into a golden building, So as we're walking, but before we got there, it was like we're walking towards the waiting area. It's kind of like another waiting area, which was the grass area, right? The lawn, right? And as we're walking there, we're walking through like a marsh area. It looked like mud, like it was muddy on the right side and on the left side, and then there was like a plank that was in the middle. But the plank was positioned in such a way that you had to step on it in a certain way. If not, you're gonna fall into the mud, you know. So we were just kind of walking. We had our bag, and then we kind of like jump here, and then we stop here, and then we hop here, you know. And I was like, damn, man, this shit crazy, bro. Look. And so I turned back and I looked, and I was like, damn, look at the back, like the world that we just walked through from. It looked like a mess. It was like no life in it. You know, it was dark. You know, it was like gloomy. It was cold. You know, and then we're walking towards this mansion that's made out of gold, and it's like life. You know, vibrant. And I was just like excited. You know. So I kept asking him Muhammad Gabar. I was like, yo, so how you think it's gonna be like? He's like, man, bro, I don't even know, man. I'm kind of nervous. I was like, yo, bro, but what you think is going? He's like, yo, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Let's keep walking. You know. So we kept walking, and then we got to the front. Right now, when we got to the lawn, the edge of the lawn, Muhammad Gabar was in front of me. I was in the middle. My brother was behind me. And I believe the Elder Atazim was already passed. He had already crossed already. He was already on the lawn waiting, right, with a whole bunch of brothers, mad brothers, just waiting on the other side. And then when we got there, on the left side, on our left side, you had the first person that was standing there was Elder Apostle Tahar. He was standing there, followed by Elder Apostle Gabar, and then Elder Apostle Rhymelog. Those are the first three that I remember. And you had to salute those three men, and if you got the approval of all three men, then you could stand on the grass to be waiting for your name to be called, so you could go inside. You know, hey, relax. You know, so brothers was going up. You know, they salute the elders, the apostles. You know, and then if you get approved, you stand on the right side and you wait. You know, so I saw Muhammad Gabar go up first, and then when he went up there, Elder Apostle Tahar, he was wearing all white. All three of them were wearing all white, right? And it was white, but it was like just power. You know what I mean? Like it's just like pure white, and it had gold, like the chest, like the arm, the shoulder, all the way around here was gold, right? It was like straight gold. You could see it hanging like gold, you know. And then their I guess the girdle, if you want to call it that, was also made out of gold. You know, and it goes all the way down to their feet, and it was just pure gold, you know, and it was all white, you know, and all three of them were wearing the white. So we got there, and Muhammad Gabar gets there first, and then he bowed his head, and then he put his hand out, and Apostle Tahar held his hand, and he gave him a slow kiss on his hand, right? He gave him the salute, and then he kissed his hand, he closed his eyes, he blessed him, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatah. And then it was just so, like, the way it was done, I looked at it, I was like, damn, look, yo, he got mad love. Look how slow yo, damn. You know, so I was like, yo, I can't wait to get there so I could make fun of him. Like, damn, you got mad love, bro. You know? So when I saw that, I was like, oh, shit, damn, that brother got mad love. Yeah, you know, it's just like, you know, kind of thing. So then it was my turn. I got nervous, you know, so I got there, you know, I put my head down, I saluted Apostle R. He shook my hand, he kissed my hand, and I said, hey, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatah. You know, and then I moved to Apostle Gabar, and then as soon as he saw me, he goes, hey, there you are, brother. There you are, brother. I knew you were gonna make it. And he kept saying that. He was like, hey, I'm so happy to see you, man. I was waiting for you. I was like, where's the brother? Where's the brother? You know, and I was like, he's like, where your brother at? I was like, oh, he's in the back. He's like, oh yeah, come, hey, how about Shemi Ashab Brakatah? You know, and then I say, hey, how about Shemi Ashab Brakatah? And then I went to Elder Apostle Rhymelog. And then he shook my hand. He gave me the same handshake, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatah. And then he gave me a hug. So I hugged him back. And then he said, hey, good to see you, brother. I'm glad you guys made it. Dawadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So we hugged each other. And then I was like, okay, now we're good. You know, we got the approval of all three. So now we're good. You know, so I came and stood next to Muhammad Gabar. And we were just standing there. And I kind of hit him on the shoulder. I was like, yo, bro, like, what you think is in there? Like, you know, like, we're here. You know, so then my brother came, same thing. He got the same love. I said, yo, damn, bro, y'all too. Yo, what's up? You know, just kind of clowning with them, you know. And it was like a spirit of just waiting, you know. So like a few minutes after that, as we're standing there, I saw some brothers who are in GMS now, but their faces in the dream didn't have faces of brothers in GMS. But the whole group of us, we were all in GMS, you know. So I was like, damn, like, and I saw brothers who were trying to make a case. You know, they were opening up scriptures, like running around, like, and then the apostles were just standing there very like stern, just standing there, no emotions, nothing, just standing there quietly, like, Like, what are you trying to prove to us? Like, we can't save you. We're just approving the men that the Lord has already approved. So you coming up here, if you're not approved, you can't get here, you know? And oh, and then we also had garments, right? As soon as you got approved and you were on the other side, on the right side, you got your also your white robes, your garments, right? So we were standing there, and the brothers who didn't have garments, they were kind of like walking around, like trying to prove a point, like going through the scriptures, like, oh, yo, but what about this? Like, I did this. Well, you don't remember I was with you? Like, yo, they were kind of like trying to pitch a case, you know? And brothers were just standing there like, damn, that's crazy. Like, wow. And they look worldly. You know, they had regular pants on, you know, boots. They got regular shirt. You know, they didn't look the part, you know? And they look worldly, you know what I mean? And we were just kind of standing there like, damn, that's crazy. Like, yo. And they didn't have the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai on them. You know, it's kind of like lay low under the radar, you know, until you kind of get to the end. But you got to the end, but guess what? You weren't approved. You know what I'm saying? So they were trying to pitch a case. Like, it was mad buzz. Like, it was like they were going insane. You know, like pissed off, crying, like, yo, what about this? Like, look, I got this, yo, I got a precept right here. Like, it's like last minute trying to pitch a case, you know, but it wasn't working, you know? And then it's like we were just standing there waiting, and then we had the spirit of like there's preparations being done inside that building. Like, we could feel it, you know. We didn't go inside yet, but we could feel it. Like, we knew who was in there. You know, I guess in the dream we kind of knew that, oh, that's Yahushua. We gonna meet Yahushua. You know, but in the dream it was like preparation being done inside. It was like heavy things are being moved, and it was more like the spirit that we felt was more like Yahushua is excited to see us. Like, it's like, yo, get the stuff ready for my brothers to come in. That type of energy, you know. But it was mad of us. The whole lawn was packed with brothers, mad of us. And then the apostles were on the other side. And then when they approve you, you go to this side, the right side, and then, you know, you wait till you get called, and then you walk up in there, you know. And then at the end, after that, I woke up, you know. So, you know, it's like, damn, it's like when I spoke to the elder, you know, he was like, hey, just put it out there, because that could mean many things, right? Like, you know, it could mean that certain brothers who might not be on fire or might not be pushing their weight as the spirit is supposed to give them to do, they're not doing it, they might not make it, you know. And that's let me see if I can get that real quick. And it's a scary thing, because knowing that you made it and then seeing other men that you were laboring with who didn't make it, it shows a lot, because it's like, damn, like, you walked all, because they all walked with us. You know, they were walking through the mud and the planks and everything. And as soon as they got to the front where the apostles were there, you had to get all approval of all three. If one of them approved you, which I never saw that happening, but if one of them approved you and the other two didn't, you ain't gonna make it. So all three had to approve of you. And once you got approved, you get to the other side, you get your garment, and then you wait. You know? But let me see real quick. All right, this is the book of Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. It says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Okay? It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And in the rain, it says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And that's the spirit that we had, that no matter what happened, it was a matter of waiting. You know, there wasn't no anxiety of, yo, what if I don't make it? It was just a spirit of, yo, once Yahushua, like, once he cracks the skies, we're there. Like, you know, it's always that feeling of, you know, we're just waiting for him to make his return, and all this is going to be over. You know, it's never been a spirit of, yo, what if he comes and I don't make it? Like, no, you don't feel that way. You know, because you're in the right mind, you're in the right spirit. You believe that he's going to come and find you so doing, as he said. You know? Now, let me get this in Matthew 25. Okay, because this is basically what happened with let me see, the brothers that didn't make it, and they were opening up the scriptures trying to find precepts to back up their claims. All right, this is the book of Matthew. Let me see. There you go. Matthew chapter 25, and actually, let me start off a little bit at the top. Matthew 25, verse 20, it says, "And so he that had received the 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord." Right? And that's the feeling that we had, standing on the green lawn, perfect cut grass. And it was just like waiting, like, yo, damn, like we made it. And I kept asking Monk Bars, I kept tapping, I was like, yo, how you think it's gonna look? Like, what you think, how you think it's gonna be like? He's like, man, I'm nervous even thinking about, I don't even know, bro, but I'm just waiting. We're gonna see. And all of us, we was like, the 4 of us, myself, my brother, Itazwan, Monk Bar, we're kind of like in a group, mad brothers, but we're kind of like bunched up together. And then we're kind of laughing amongst ourselves and stuff like that. But let's continue. Verse 22, it says, "He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid my talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that. It says, Lo, there thou hast that is thine. Right? And thus, you don't want to be in that spirit, right? You don't want to be what the apostles call a napkin nigga. You hiding your talents. Meanwhile, the scripture says what? Yahushua said, that which I speak to you in secret, right? Make it public on top of the rooftops. Okay, roughly paraphrasing, but he said to push it out there. We are the light of the world, right? What benefit does this truth have if we're hiding our light underneath a bushel? Just go out there and do the work. The Spirit is on you. Just whatever topic it is that the Spirit gives you, find a way to bring it out so it could be edifying to the elect. That's all. Because ultimately this is part of the building blocks, and never look at your work as insignificant. Because here it is, we read about a brother who had 5 talents, and we read about a brother who had 2 talents, and we read about a brother who has 1 talent. Okay, so that's all going into the different measures of faith. All right, to whom much is required, to whom much is given, much is required. Right. So even if you don't have a spirit of a brother who could be in ultra motor zone, pushing out 10 videos a day or whatever the case may be, right? Whatever you got, just do it to the best of your ability. I remember when I first came to the truth, I was very shy. Like, I was like, damn, what am I going to say? Like, what am I going to, I see brothers preaching and teaching, bringing out the word, pulling precepts. I'm like, how am I going to do that? I don't know how to do that, And my brother would go out there, you be speaking. I'm like, damn, yo, how do you, you know what I'm saying? Like, And at one time, brothers was like, yo, you always reading, today you going to speak. And man, I was nervous as fuck. Standing there like, yo, what am I going to say? And then the Spirit just took it right away. It started off with one precept, you go into it, next thing you knew, it was just flowing. And then it became a thing where, hey, you go out there, the Spirit jumps, boom, you just go ahead and you speak. Even doing videos. I remember at first, my brother had to do videos with me. He got a kickstart to it. So you do a video, I'm like, damn, that's crazy how you able to just like bring it out like that, And then he's like, you know what, let's do a video together. And then we started doing it together. Next thing I knew, as we're doing the video, I'm doing more talking than him. He's like, hey, the Spirit is working with you. Now you can do your own thing, and then it just started from there, and then eventually it got to a point where I didn't know what to bring out, so we sat down, we talked, we prayed, and he was like, hey, man, you know what? You're always going into like exposing Esau, Illuminati, and all that stuff. That's probably your strong suit. So just go into that more, and then next thing I knew, I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, if this is my lot, then, help me so I can be able to be edifying with it. Next thing I knew, my spirit kind of gravitated towards that more. And now I'm able to do videos with no problems. As soon as the Spirit hit me, I think about it, I meditate on it, I grab my precepts that's going to go with it, I think of a point that matches with the precepts, and then boom, just do it, And I don't think about, oh, what's the reward that's going to come from this? I just think of the lesson that's in my mind, just do the lesson. That's it. Whoever's going to watch it is going to watch it, But the elder said something yesterday, key. He said, one view of Yahushua is more important than a billion views that you can get on YouTube. As long as Yahushua sees the work you're doing, that's the most important thing. So always keep that in mind, that we're not doing this to be seen of men. We're doing this to be seen of Yahushua himself, that he sees us. He says, him that I'll find so doing. You know what I mean? That's the goal. If your master gives you work and you keep on doing the work, he's going to give you the reward. Not the other workers that that are appointed to be part of the mission. They're not the ones who have the reward. They're also doing it for their reward, right? Scripture says, what? Seek ye your own salvation with fear and trembling, So always keep that in mind, that, yeah, we are a body, but every member has a role to play. And if you fail at your role, you make it harder for the other members, because like the body, the human body, if you're or the car, right? If something is missing, other parts have to, work harder just to make sure that there's some type of equilibrium, and how long can you actually maintain that type of shit? You can't do that. Eventually that body part that's decaying is going to be eliminated, right? And then replaced. You don't want that. You want to be the one to keep on pushing and pray that the Lord keep, fueling your fire. You know what I mean? So continuing back in Matthew 25 and 24, it says, then he which, oh, we read that already. Hold on, slack here. Right, verse 26, it says, his Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sow not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury, right? With interest. If you would have put it in the bank, right, I would have had more money now. Now I'm coming back, I gave you a 1 talent. I'm coming back to just get 1. You even put it in the bank. I would have collected interest and probably got a lot more than just 1 talent. So the Lord's going to be pissed at that. Nigga, I could have given it to somebody else and he could have done something with it. Even if it's half a talent more, it's more than what I gave you. And that's the mindset you got to be in, that, yo, I can't be where I started off at. I can't be comfortable with that. I shouldn't be comfortable with just, being stagnant. I got to be more, I'm uncomfortable if I'm stagnant. I'm uncomfortable if I'm not being productive with my time. All right. And my time should always revolve around the serving of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And I was actually having a discussion with my brother a couple of days ago about the importance of sacrificing in this truth. We're doing everything. Scripture says, what? Making our bodies a living sacrifice, right? To Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? Being a soldier for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, meaning you're putting your life on the line. You got to always remember to put yourself last. When it comes to this truth, you have to get into the habit of putting yourself last. And the Lord is going to take care of you. You have to put yourself last, because ultimately it's for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you miss camp on a Saturday, right? Most of us go out on a Saturday anyway. So if you miss camp on that day for any other reason, for maybe health reasons, right? I've gone to camp sick, coughing all over the place. But my mindset isn't, oh shit, I'm sick, I don't want to go out. No, it's more of, yo, brothers is out, we out. Let's go. The Lord will take care of it. Even if it gets worse, I have a whole week to recover. I'll be all right. But I'm going to be out there for an hour, 2 hours. Hey, I'll be all right. I'm a man, so I'm going to deal with it. It's cold, it's freezing, your toes are frozen, your hands is frozen. But guess what? If it was work, I'd be outside freezing cold. I could barely grab the goddamn ladder and shit. Guess what? But I'm still out there dealing with it. How much more? And that's for 8 hours. How much more just 2 hours for the Lord? You see? So you always got to make sense out of what you're doing, right? And those 2 hours goes a long way. Those 2 hours could be your protection for that week, for that month. Who knows? You know, you going out there for those 2 hours, the Lord, hey, sometimes, hey, I personally, I don't work Saturdays because I can't, you know? So all my jobs I've ever been, Saturdays is a day off. They will pay you double, triple, quadruple. Saturdays is not negotiable. It's a day off. You know what I'm saying? We don't work that day because we got camp. You know, sometimes I might have to go down to the city. I might have to travel a little further out. So guess what? I make that day available to the Lord. You know? So you're not gonna catch me on something like, yo, they're trying to, I gotta work this Saturday, so I'm not gonna be able to make it to camp. Nigga, what? That's never gonna happen. You know, that's never gonna happen. The job is not that important like that, you know? And guess what? When you lead on faith like that, the Lord is gonna provide for you. You know, He's gonna give you what you thought you lost that Saturday. Because you went out there and did his work, and then He gonna reward you with something else. So maybe that Monday or Tuesday you go into work, they're like, hey, listen, we got we're gonna pay you double for this day or whatever, or we're gonna give you a special project. This how much it's gonna pay. Be like, damn, I'm gonna make more than I was gonna make that Saturday. Oh, the water, Lord. You know, that's the mindset you gotta be in. The Lord will provide. All right. Just give it your all and He will take care of the rest. You know? So continuing, it says, verse 28. Matthew 25, verse 28 says, take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. Right? So the little that you may have, the Lord's going to take that away from you because you're not being productive with it. You know? It says, and cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. And that's what those brothers who were, you know, looking, they knew what the judgment was. You know, we all knew what the judgment was. And they were trying to pitch a case in the last minute, opening up scriptures, running around, bugging out, you know, asking, yo, what about this? What? Yo, but that precept said this. How come I, you know, outer darkness. Okay? It says, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, because they knew at that point, it's like, yo, I'm among brothers who gonna make it and I'm not. Damn, like, what the fuck? You know? And it's like a spirit of like thinking that you could fight out of it, and then you get to a point where it's like, ain't nobody budging. It's like, damn, bro, like, wow, I see these brothers got garments and I don't have no garment. I look like I'm still in my worldly clothing. Like, damn, I didn't even get approved by the apostles. Damn, like, I'm not even on their side. Damn, like, you know? And they're trying to pitch a case last minute. They walked all the way through the mud, all that shit. Stayed in that class. The first class that we left in the morning, they were all over there. And boom, we're all here. You see? It says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set his sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. And that's the spirit that we were in. We were waiting to be called in, to walk up that long walkway that was paved with gold, and then walk up those stairs and then go inside that building that was made out of gold. You know, that's what we were waiting for. Okay, it says, for I was unhungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee unhungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When it says, when saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these brethren, of my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. There you go. All right. So that's pretty much that's let me just finish off. Let me finish off. Salakia. All right. Verse 42 says, For I was unhungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? So that's the pitch in the case, reading the scriptures, trying to find a precept to back up your point, right? It says, Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. Okay? And that's the precept that I thought about when I woke up. Like, damn, that's Matthew 25. Because we saw them. We saw brothers that, were among us. All right. But when it got to the day where the separation came, they didn't cross over to the other side with us. And that's a deadly thing. That's a very painful thing to think about. But it's also important to know these things because it's the reality. It's written. And that's why we have to have that fear. Everything you do, every day you wake up, always remember, hey, Lord, I pray that you give me one more day. Just keep it going. Every single day should be one more day, Lord, one more day, one more day. And that day is coming. It's coming, and that's what we're waiting for. It's the most important thing, and that's why we do what we do. But yeah, just wanted to share this, with the household of faith. All right, Lord willing, you were edified, and I'm gonna leave it off there. Close it off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai, the water Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai. And until next time, Shalom. Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai Barakatam.